I'm about to be a mom in 30 days or less. We are in the home stretch, the final stretch here, and this is how I plan to make money as a stay-at-home mom slash content creator. So grab a drink, stay hydrated. We have lemon water today. First and foremost, I do not plan on stopping to make content. I love working with brands. I love doing brand deals, and they're a really good source of income for me. I think being a mom opens a lot of new niches and opportunities for brand collabs, from like anything related to motherhood, from baby to toddler, or like general family brands. Let's be real here. My partner makes a lot more money than I do. For pretty much the whole duration of my pregnancy, I have only been making like $1,000 to $2,000 a month. That is mostly just from brand collabs or deals, UGC deals. I have 2 small digital product shops on Etsy that kind of just run passively. That has given me a couple $100s per month. I also make some money through social media management and community management. Literally just a few hours per week, very part-time, but over the last several months, that's also been a way for me to make money. But once again, I do not make that much, like $1,000 to $2,000 per month. I also make a little bit in dividend income and investment income, but I don't really count that in the $1,000 to $2,000 because it's kind of just in the back. So right now, my fiance and he makes a lot more money than I do, but that does not mean that I want to stop making the money that I do going forward, especially once the baby's born. I honestly get bored easily, and I like the feeling of working. I like feeling like I'm a little busy bee or a busy ant building something. So I've always had that in me. I've always had a bit of that work ethic and drive. Even if I'm not making a ton of money, like I always want to do something. And I feel throughout some phases of my pregnancy where I literally wasn't doing much, it just felt like I lacked some purpose and passion in my life. And that's why I picked up some extra work in content and with the marketing agency, like being an SMM or CM, because I really like to fill my time doing things. That is kind of where my headspace is right now. And I think, yes, I'm going to be busy as a mom, but I'm still going to want to fill my time up with certain things. I just feel like it is me. Of course, this is coming from somebody who has never had a newborn or a baby before, so we're just gonna see how everything unfolds and take things kind of day by day. But if I do know myself, I know that's how I am. I just like to always kind of be doing something. So I plan to continue making content as I'm doing right now, and that's on my influencer pages on Instagram and TikTok, and I may be open to UGC opportunities as well if they're just aligned with me. Maybe even if I've worked with the brand in the past. With my plan to continue making content into motherhood and being a stay-at-home mom, I do not expect every month to be hitting some kind of goal or milestone, like financially. I don't want to put myself in a box to say, oh, we have to make $1,000 or $2,000 or more from my Instagram account this month, because that is just a lot of stress. So I always want content to feel somewhat like a hobby. That's the reason I started making content. I did it honestly out of passion and for fun, and this is what it's turned into. And throughout the years of making content, there have definitely been times where content has felt more like a job and something that you need to do. And being a full-time content creator, that's kind of inevitable that that feeling creeps in at certain times, especially if it's one of your only like income streams and it pays your rent, it pays for your life. Content can definitely feel like it is work instead of something that you love to do. I think going into being a mom, I want to just keep it very light and fun and remind myself this is something that I choose to do and enjoy to do, and I get to be paid for it as well. So we're kind of going in to each month without financial expectations, but of course, it would be great to attract paid brand deals. Of course, like that is still a goal, but without any certain like numbers in mind. If I have some slow months here and there, that is totally okay. I don't really do outbound reach, so I don't really contact brands to, or like pitch myself to work with them. Everything is inbound. So we're just going to see kind of what comes in. Like I said, some months might be slower than others. As long as like we're continuing to enjoy what we do and we're putting our content out there, the right brands will still be able to follow us. I believe so. It's always happened. And we're not killing ourselves or stressing too much to try to like collect every single paid brand deal that we can. And I hope that over time, a lot of the organic content that I do push out continues to like build my personal brand, attract the audience that I want to attract. Even if I'm not being paid for videos that I do post, I enjoy posting them, and it's helping me find my audience and placing me more into a niche that I want to be in, because I have changed niches many times over the years, but I have finally kind of settled into this one that I really enjoy, which is along the lines of like soft life, lifestyle, home, kitchen, and anything kind of in that ballpark. YouTube is also part of my long-term content plan as a stay-at-home mom. YouTube, I feel, is the platform that it has always felt too late to start, but it has never been too late to start in reality. I have seen so many small creators continue their YouTube journeys and finally get their channels monetized, and it is so inspiring. Like so many other people, I've wanted to have a YouTube channel since I was a kid, like 10 years old, maybe 11 years old, and I'm gonna be 30. And once again, I know a lot of people in that same boat, and I feel like a lot of us just haven't gotten there yet, because YouTube is one of the most difficult platforms to, I think, to grow on, to stay consistent on, because it is very time consuming to create long form video content, and you have to stay consistent with it, especially in being monetized, because we know how their monetization system works. But it is definitely in my long-term content plan, and to achieve some of those goals, like my hope is to at least get out one video every week or every 2 weeks. I think I can do that, but we're going to see once this baby comes out. I do have a few content pillars that I want this channel to revolve around, including things like content creation / working for yourself online, budgeting, motherhood, and other like soft life kind of topics. So those are some content pillars that I want to continue talking about, and just keep this channel very like calm, cozy, and have it just feel like a little coffee chat, because I genuinely just love being here and posting YouTube videos. I think as my personal brand online grows across like Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, affiliate marketing could be something that is included in my content plan for income, but we're not really there yet, so it's not something that I'm focusing on. I did mention that I have 2 Etsy shops that I sell digital products on. I won't really be focusing on those just because I have burnt myself out a little bit from them. I'm kind of taking a break from Etsy, even though those shops still print me some money every single month. That's not really like content. That's just a small income stream that I currently have right now. So overall, that's just a little bit about my content plan and my plan going forward in being a stay-at-home mom in the next couple of weeks. We're keeping our expectations really low, taking things day by day to see how they're going to be. Especially being a first-time mom, I just don't know how my life is going to change. I do know myself, and every time I get back to myself, I know that I like to make content, I like to be online, I like to stay busy, and I've always been somewhat successful in making some money online. Those are just some real thoughts and chats that I have right now, being in the 8th month of my pregnancy. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and join my community to stay along the ride of stay-at-home motherhood and content creation, because we're gonna be out here working for ourselves. My throat is so dry, and trying to make some buck because we like to work. Let's see how that goes in the next few weeks, and I would love for you guys to stick around and join me. Let me know what other future videos you want to see down in the comments, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.